Welcome students. Today I will be discussing some horticulture questions. Now let's start the class.
And here is your first question. In the first question, which pruning system in grapes is more suitable for vigorous varieties like Thompson seedless? Okay, here you have to focus on two things. One is vigorous variety, and second is in grapes. Okay, for vigorous variety, what we need? We need more growth. In the training system, in is such that it will sustain more growth. Then second thing, in the training system will be such that in which more light interception will be there, then only the production will be more. Here here in head system it will be trend like this means in head system only it support bushy plants, means the plants in which the growth is less. And that the second is Niffin system. And how Niffin system is done? Niffin system is done like 2R Niffin, 4R Niffin, like this Niffin system, where is like these are poles, and where is tied like this, and the trees are connected like this. Okay, now next is bore system. In bore system, what happens? In the bore system, I am showing here the top view of the bore system. This is the top view. If we look to the bore system from top, the view will be like this. The plant will be like in the center, and the branches will be radiating like this. Okay, now the cordon system. In cordon system, it is trained with support of a some building or like something. Let's suppose this is a building, and the trees will be trained like this. Okay, now the answer of this question is bore system. Why bore system? Because in case of bore system, as we see that there is enormous space which the bore system can sustain. And you may also remember that in head system it is for bushy plants. Okay, the next question. In the next question, the physiological disorder spongy tissue in Alfonso mango is primarily caused by. So the options are nutrient deficiency, convective heat, anthracnose, and esoprophyins. What happens in case of spongy tissue? You see a white patch like formation in the mesocarp of the mango. Why this happens? The main reason of the spongy tissue in Alfonso mango is due to convective heat. Let us discuss the mechanism. Here we have mango in the branch, here soil. During the ripening month of uh, April, May, if there is more temperature, what happens? The sunlight falls and the soil radiates the heats to the atmosphere, and this heat, uh, so this heat make the surrounding temperature more, and due to this, the anaerobic fermentation of uh, occurs inside the mango, and this leads to ethylene buildup inside the tissue, forming spongy tissue. And also one thing you must remember, in Alfonso mango, the skin of Alfonso mango is thin as compared to other mangoes. So the Alfonso mango is susceptible to what? Our spongy tissue. Next, Pusa ruby is cross between which two tomato varieties? You have to remember this question, and here the answer is Sioux cross improved Miroti. You have to remember this other also, like Sioux plus Pusa early draft, it will result into Pusa Sital. Okay, and this the feature of Pusa ruby, that it is a variety that supports indeterminate growth habit. Indeterminate growth habit means the plant will grow there, it will not terminate as of own. Okay, and the Pusa ruby can tolerate high temperature, and also the fruits are roundish in shape. One two thing you must remember when you are reading this tomato, there are two varieties. One is our determinate, and another is our indeterminate. Most students get confused in these two varieties. Like the question sometimes they ask, which variety we grow in polyhouse polyhouse and which variety we grow in open field condition. In polyhouse, we grow indeterminate varieties. Why indeterminate varieties? Like in polyhouse, there we can support the branches with the help of strings. We can tie the string, and with the string we can tie to the plants and the support the unlimited growth of the plants. But in field condition, there is no such things which can be tied to the branch of tomato. That's why determinate variety is most preferred in case of field conditions. Okay. Now the next question: which chemical used to break dormancy in potato tubers? Remember one thing: the dormancy breaking in case of potato and dormancy breaking in case of seed is totally two different things. So tuber is different and seed is different. What we do in case of potato, we use thiourea to break the dormancy, and this potassium nitrate is used to break dormancy of seeds. Okay, this used to break dormancy of tubers. It is mostly applied with now H2SO4. It is used for scarification of seed. Scarification of seed means the seed which in which the coats are hard coated seeds are generally don't germinate easily. So we use this H2SO4, and literally you all know we used to what you ripening material. And next was identify the queen of spices. Queen of spices. The queen of spices is small cardamom. Okay, and here black pepper is king. Here it is queen. Okay. Similarly, king of fruits, mango. Queen of fruits, mangosteen. Mangosteen. This is tropical fruit. This is queen. If we generally, if the question is asked queen of fruits, you can write mangosteen. But if the question specifically asks queen of subtropical fruit, sometimes they ask, then the queen will be lychee. Okay. Now next question. Hips are a rich source of vitamin C and edible fruit of which crop? Hips are generally called to the fruit of rose. Okay. And also the fruit is not a true fruit, it is an accessory fruit, means false fruit. Next question. Ratna mango is a hybrid variety developed from. Okay. It is very confusing, means the students who are not from horticultural background, they generally confuse in this question. What confusion arise? This confusion. These two options. Okay. Students generally confuse with these two options. Okay. But there is a trick to remember Ratna mango variety. That is RATNA. Okay. These two last words. Focus on these two last words. But Neelam Alfonso. And the correct option will be B, Neelam Alfonso. And if we look at the cross of Alfonso and Neelam, we will get Nilfonso. Okay, Alfonso and Neelam crossed to get Nilfonso. And here the correct option is Neelam and Alfonso crossed to get Ratna. Okay. Now the next question. The process of pinching in marigold is done to pinching. What do you mean by pinching? Removal of the terminal portion of a plant. Okay, terminal portion. We will remove the terminal portion. When the terminal portion is removed, what terminal portion do? Terminal portion generally produce auxin. What auxin do? Auxin promote terminal growth. Means meristematic growth will be more in case of auxin. If we remove the terminal portion, then there will be no source of auxin, and auxin is responsible for suppressing the cytokine which are responsible for growth of lateral branching. That's why when we remove the terminal portion of the plant, then it promotes the lateral branching. Okay. Increase in flower size. How we can increase flower size? Flower size can be increased by disbudding. What in disbudding we do? Suppose this is a branch and here 4 to 5 buds are present. Okay. Disbudding means removal of buds. We will remove some buds. If we remove some buds, then the total energy coming to this branch will only get by this bud, and it will lead to the growth and the increase the size of this one flower. Okay. Next question. This is most asked easy question in different entrance exams. We tell disorder in cauliflower is due to deficiency of what? Molybdenum, and it generally occurs in acidic soil. Now the next question is, the fruit type of pineapple is botanically called. Fruit type of pineapple is botanically called as sorosis. Okay. And the fruit type, it is not a true fruit. In case of sorosis, the inflorescence, whole inflorescence turn into the what? The fruit. In sorosis, like the all flowers present in the inflorescence turn into the fruit. Similarly, this poem we can see in case of temperate fruits, and cyclones we can see in case of fig, and hospidium we can see in case of citrus. Okay. Now the next question. Gynodiasis papaya variety. What do you mean by gynodiasis? First of all, gyno. The gyno word, where you find the gyno word, it means there must be female plant, female flower. When there will be gyno word, it means there will be female. Okay. Dioecious. Dioecious means 2. Okay. Monoecious means 1. In case of gynodioecious, there are 2 types of plants we found. One plant will be producing only female flower, and one type plant producing will be hermaphrodite flower. Understand? We can found 2 types of plants. One is female and another is hermaphrodite, and both are present on same or different plants. Okay. And there is a benefit of using gynodioecious papaya variety commercially, because there is no need of male. Okay. So there are several gynodioecious varieties developed, like we can see what? Pusa, delicious, pur honeydew. They are the plants which solely plants in a field and they produce fruits. Next question is, in apple, the ultra dwarf rootstock is. Students generally get confused between these two, M9 and M27. Okay. Remember one thing. The M9 is dwarfing. Okay. But M27 is ultra dwarf. And this M106, it is resistance to woolly aphid. And M7, it is semi-dwarfing. Okay. Always remember these two. Don't be confused. M9 is for dwarfing and M27 is for semi-dwarfing. Okay. Dogreach is a famous rootstock used for which crop to tolerate salinity. Dogreach is the rootstock that is used to tolerate salinity in case of grapes. Understand? And the other properties of this dogreach is that it is also nematode tolerant. Also, it is drought tolerant. And as mentioned, salinity tolerant. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Next question is, the attractive red color of tomato is due to lycopene, which stops developing after temperature above. Okay. Asking what? Which stops developing after temperature above, means the temperature at which it stops producing. And the answer will be here at 27 degrees Celsius. Okay. Don't confuse, because lycopene produces best when the temperature is 21 to 24 degrees Celsius. But when the temperature reaches to 27 and beyond, then the lycopene production stopped. Then what happens? The lycopene converted into carotenoid, beta carotenoid. Okay. And this results the yellow color tomato. Sometimes you must have seen where the temperature is more, there is yellow color tomatoes. Now this question, Q, Mauritius and Queen are varieties of. Q means queen of varieties of pineapple. Remember, Q, it is used for canning industry. Canning. Okay. Mauritius is used for table purpose. Table purpose means fresh consumption. And queen. Queen variety is freshly consumed, but it has aroma. In case of potato, now the farmers are using this two potato seed. How much they require for 1 hectare? For 1 hectare, the farmers generally require 100 to 150 gram of seed. Okay. In this, what happens? The space the planting material needs is very less. How much? 100 to 150 gram. It will come in your handful of seed will plant 1 hectare. Like the older tubers, generally tubers require more space, but the two potato seed is advantageous over tubers. There are two concepts, that is, one is two potato seed and there is seed plot technology. The two potato seed is developed by Srinivas Ramananjan. Okay, and this seed plot technology is developed by Dr. Pushkar Nath. Okay, remember these two things. And next question is, what is the recommended percentage of male plants to keep in a dioecious papaya orchard? Look here, dioecious papaya orchard. There we need gynodioecious. In gynodioecious, we generally don't need what? Male. In case of dioecious, we need male for pollination. In case of papaya, we need 10% of male plants to pollinate the dioecious papaya varieties. Now the next question is, which physiological disorder of tomato is characterized by water-soaked spots on the blossom end? The answer will be blossom end. That answer will be blossom end rot. Okay. And there are other several disorders like fruit cracking, cat face, puffiness, which occur in tomato. The next question is, now let us discuss these options first. Fruit cracking. Why fruit cracking occurs? Fruit cracking occurs when there is a sudden moisture. Plant is growing. Okay. Plant is growing in moistureless conditions. If we give moisture suddenly, then the outer skin of plant will break. Similarly, cat face. Why cat face happens? Cat face happens due to cold temperature. Cold temperature during anthesis. Okay. And next is puffiness. Why puffiness happens? Puffiness happens due to poor pollination. Okay. Another disorder they may ask, that is blotchy ripening. Blotchy ripening is generally occurs due to K deficiency, means potassium deficiency. Here these are explained, like the types: radial cracking, concentric cracking, and puffiness and cat face. Citrus degreening. Degreening of citrus. The next question is citrus degreening. Degreening of citrus means the process by which we reduce the green color from the surface. Means the process by which the color of citrus changes to this original color, means the orange color from green. In this case, we generally apply ethylene. Okay. But what must be the humidity during this process? The humidity must be 85 to 90. This is the ideal percentage of humidity in case of degreening. If the humidity reaches this 90 to 100, what happens? If the humidity will be more, then there will be fungal infection. Okay. But if the humidity will be less, then there will be desiccation of citrus. So the ideal humidity is 85 to 90% for citrus degreening. And the next question is, in which system of planting of plants, in which system of planting are required 15% more plants accounted by the square? This question generally is saying that in which system we can get 15% more plant than square system. Okay. The answer for this question will be hexagonal system. In case of hexagonal system, generally there will be 15% more plants. How the hexagonal system we do planting like this? There will be 6 trees like this. Okay. The next will be like this. In this system, we found 15% more tree. And the rectangular system is as usual square, and the quincunx system. In this system, generally there we add filler plant. Okay, this is square system, but there will be filler plant in the center. This, suppose we are planting a tree in which the juvenility of the tree is more, like 6 years. This tree needs 6 years for fast flowering, and to get some income during the 6 year, we generally plant this filler plant. Okay. And you must be known that the contour system is generally planted in case of hilly region. It is usually used for soil conservation. Now the next question. This is important question, that in case of saffron, the bitter test. Okay, the bitter test in case of saffron is due to picrocrossen. Okay, picrocrossen is responsible for bitter test. Bitter test. Okay, now this crossetin is responsible for color in case of saffron. This saffronal is responsible for aroma in case of saffron. And the lycopene, you know, tomato color. This is explained here. The next question. What is the scientific name or botanical name of pointed gourd? In cucurbits, you what to do a table in which you write all the cucurbits, like all the name of common name, and here scientific name, and here the chromosome number. Okay, like this pointed gourd, the scientific name of pointed gourd is this Trichonthus dioica, and what the common name of this Momotica charankia, that is the what bitter gourd. And loofah is for a loofah, that is sponge gourd, and ridge gourd, that is loofah acutangula is used for ridge gourd, and another is loofah cylindrica used for sponge gourd. And this is Cucurbita moscata, this is mostly used for scientific name of pumpkin. Okay. And now the next question. The next question is, the modified atmosphere packing is primarily involved. Modified atmosphere means for the packaging to transfer the materials or fruits, like fruits and vegetables, to large distance, we have to modify the atmosphere so that the shelf life can be increased. In this case, we do what to do, that we increase the concentration of carbon dioxide and decrease oxygen. Okay. Adding moisture will result in increase of what humidity, which will lead to fungal disease. This also lead to respiration, resulting ripening, enhance the ripening of the fruits, and this removal of air will make the surrounding vacuum, which will deteriorate the taste. Which hormone is used to produce seedless or parthenocarpic seed in case of grapes? In case of grapes, we generally use gibberellic acid for development of parthenocarpic grapes. Right. Now the next question. Next question is, Orca Mani is multi-disease resistance variety of. Orca Mani is a variety of watermelon, and generally this variety is developed by ICAR, and it shows resistance to powder mildew, downy mildew, and anthracnose. The next question is, floral foam is used in flower arrangement too. Floral foam, you must have seen there comes a green color foam in bouquet, that generally the florist soak this foam with water and used in bouquet. What this do? This floral foam is used to hold stem and supply water. Okay. The next question is, in the context of canopy management and training, why the modified leader system preferred over central leader system in commercial apple and pear cultivation? Remember, there are 3 types of major training system. The first is central leader, and the second system is modified leader, and the third is open center. In case of central leader, the main stem is allowed to grow uninterrupted. In case of modified leader, the main stem is allowed to grow to certain height, then we cut the main stem. In case of this open center, this main stem is not allowed to grow. The function of modified leader. The modified leader provides better light penetration and prevent the tree becoming too tall. Okay, like in case of central leader system, what happens if we don't cut the main stem? After some year, it will grow. It will lead to difficulty in harvesting. And what in case of this open center system, due to snow, there will be breakage of limbs in case of apple and pear. And this where system, this modified leader system, and as after some time, then the center part, the center leader is caught, then we can get the tree, we can get a great anchorage, and also harvesting will be easy. Now, next question: self incompatibility is a major hurdle in production of which horticultural crops, often requiring interplanting of pollinizers. In this, look, there are given variety wise like mango, amrapali, banana, barcavendis, alava sapeda for guava, and royal delicious for apple. Here, the apple is all developed by Parthenocarp, and also mango and apple and guava. Remember, there are apple. There are we generally found two types of varieties. One is delicious varieties, another is English varieties. The delicious varieties are generally what, self incompatible, for which we use the English varieties for pollinization. Okay, here the answer will be apple and delicious, royal delicious. Okay. The next question is: little leaf of brinjal and yellow cockle vein of citrus is caused by which specific pathogen, respectively? In this question, the little leaf and yellow cockle vein. The little leaf, caused by phytoplasma, and also the yellow cockle vein is due to boron deficiency. Bog eye rot is a major disease of which horticultural crops? Bog eye disease is a major disease of which horticultural crops? Bog eye disease occurs in case of what? Tomato. In this bog eye disease, you find concentric ring on the fruit, and this generally occurs in the lower side. Okay. Thank you.